Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and I'm here celebrating my 6,000 subscribers. Yes, opening up some salsa water as always to get started with a nice, relaxing Q&A slash celebration of 6,000 subscribers. So I'm just waiting for some viewers. Of course, when you enter in, ask some questions. I am going to separate the questions, though, in categories. That's why I decided to do for a special 6,000 show, or 6,000 subscriber live show. So yeah, just going to talk about the future of the channel like I always do in these live shows. You have a section, one half an hour for like Father Like Daughter, the other half an hour from my channel, and the other hour just general questions. I have no idea which one I'm going to do first. Just waiting for some people to actually come on, so that's one thing I got to do. All right, let's see if there's anyone on so far. Sometimes it takes a little while to load also, so. Oh, here we go. We got some questions already. I'm just going to wait, though, just till we get more people. Now I can just talk about, how awesome it is to have 6,000 subscribers. I think it's just like always the viewer. Yeah, see, I have one viewer now, but I think it's weird, Google Plus. 3, yeah, it's getting up there, which I'm really glad to see. So let me just say thank you guys so much for getting me to 6,000 subscribers. That is pretty awesome. It happened pretty quickly. Sometimes there's slower periods for subscribers and others, do collab videos or whatever. There's a faster time to get subscribers. And it's always nice to see new faces, old faces, just, more faces to talk about comics and TV shows and everything. So thank you so much. I'm at right now 6,000, almost 200 subscribers. So that is really cool. Just in a week to get like 300 subscribers. So just want to thank everybody who's worked with me in the past. Collab videos I've done with, everyone at Comic Frontline, you guys. Just want to really, I'm just very thankful for it. So thank you so much. A lot of cool things happening with the channel. Again, great TV reviews coming up. Comic reviews. My own comic, which I am going to have a section just on that, so don't worry about it. So I guess we'll do the first half an hour. I mean, I'm not going to get a lot of general questions now, but starting at this point, the first half an hour is going to be my channel. So if you guys have any questions, or, just a section to see how long I can get questions for my channel, but you have questions about my channel in particular, leave those questions in the comments, and then I guess I'll get general questions. But let's try to keep it at my channel questions. Then I'm gonna do like Father Like Daughter, and then we'll do general questions. So let's get to that. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a sip of salsa water. And yeah, I do have some videos coming up today also. Right after this, I'm probably going to get off right at 10. I know sometimes I go over the 2-hour mark, but I'm going to try to get it at 10 o'clock because Revenge starts, and I would like to watch Revenge and get a review up because you guys know I review Revenge, and I think it's an awesome show. So, yeah, definitely going to have that. Also, I still have to do my frontline stuff, so I have to read Spider-Girl and, get those videos organized. So, hopefully after Revenge, I'll do all of that. And then right after all that stuff, I'm going to watch the tapes of Golden Globes. Yes, I know the Golden Globes are on right now, but I don't mind skipping commercials for the Golden Globes. I just won't go on Twitter or anything to find out the winners. I don't want to find them out and end up watching it. So, all right. So let's get into some questions. And again, try to keep the questions at this moment about my channel. So let's do that. All right. So first question is from the, also forgot to mention, sorry, before I start these questions again, try to get some about my channel. I will be giving away some digital codes as we go along. Hopefully, as I get more viewers, I will definitely give some away. So we got, this is a combination of Marvel and DC, and I got a lot of Marvel digitally. I actually got a lot of comics digitally just in general last week. Just because I had to buy some because my store didn't have some of the books. So, and then also indies we get digitally already. So I read a lot of the indies there. So there's a lot of great Marvel books, obviously digitally, just because DC doesn't give the digital codes. But I will be giving away some Marvel books here. Wolverines, Ant-Man, Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, Hulk. There's a good combination here. So I have that all. I will give some digital codes away, not the physical book, but the digital codes. All right, so let's get started with those questions. Try to make some of my my channel questions, and let's go. All right, the Omnitron. I was gonna say the Omnitron. Did you hear about the animated Vixen show and what it will be in the same universe and canon with Arrow? If it is successful, do you think we could see a universe fleshed out more in the animated series like this? I actually did hear about this. I was, before this, I had a baby shower, and then right after that, I took like a 3-hour nap. So I haven't really been on the computer all day, but on my phone, I did, hear the news. I know the Television Critics Association, I guess, press conference was today, and that's where you get a lot of the news, and today was the CW section. So I knew about that. Always excited to hear more news, especially Arrow news. So going to your question about Vixen, I'm excited. I really don't know much about the character. Just never really read anything with her. But I've seen the character here and there, and I'm just happy about the diversity of the character that they're putting into the animated universe. First of all, she's female. Second of all, I think she has like a African background, so her powers have to do with her background, so I think that's pretty cool. I feel like she was on Static Shock also, if I remember correctly, and she was pretty cool on there. But I think it's interesting that they're doing this animated universe thing. I'm really excited about it. As we all know, I've been complaining about how Cartoon Network is making kiddie version of DC shows, but the CWC could make as great animated shows like Vixen. I think Static Shock won't be on the CWC, but it's going to be on it's going to be a live action show, actually. But Static Shock also is going to have some show on the internet. But they could make animated shows like that. I would hope they could continue it. And especially in the Arrow and Flash vein, I would love that. As you guys know, I'm a big Arrow fan and Flash fan too. So, yeah, that'd be great. I was really excited about the news, not just because of the character, but just kind of the circumstances of it, and also what can happen, the potential of it. All right. All right, so keep asking these questions. Again, great just to ask some questions about my channel. Just kind of reminding everyone, because I have a feeling newer people are coming on right now. All right, let's get to the next question. Omnitron, and going along with my last question, how well do you think they'll handle the existence of magic, which is what Vixen has? So, again, I don't know much about Vixen's character, but I hope they handle it well. It is the writer of Arrow, and I think they've been handling a lot of different elements of the DC universe very well. Flash with superpowers, Arrow with no superpowers, Atom with more science-y superpowers. So why not add magic into it? I think Arrow and Flash are kind of grounded, even though Flash has powers and Arrow doesn't. And I think they're rethinking that. Not Arrow having powers, but the Arrow universe having more powers. Black Canary getting our canary cry, hopefully. So yeah, hopefully we get to see them do well with magic, but I totally trust these writers. They've been doing a great job so far, and I love them to introduce even more DC characters in new ways. Bright future, definitely bright future, especially with the ratings Flash has. Jeremy, hey Kat, will you be doing a video on your thoughts about iZombie sneak peek? I'm pretty excited for March 17th now. I have not checked out the iZombie sneak peek. I've heard about, actually I have to look this up now. I heard about, the show being at the TCA and hearing about the March release date. I want to see how long this sneak peek is. yeah, I'm gonna have to look into it. Oh, here's the first look, but I'm not gonna watch it now because I just want to see how long it is. Let's see. Some reason it's like pausing. Oh, a minute. Yeah, I probably will do a video on the iZombie sneak peek probably right after this. I think hopefully the Messenger also got a sneak peek because that show seemed interesting. But iZombie, I read pretty much the whole book. I did give up on it like maybe 3/4 of the way in. At that point, as a reviewer, I just wasn't for that comic, and I was like, oh, do I really want to read it? And no one was really talking about it. And this was before Comic Frontline, where I had like, people every week to talk about this book. So I was like, oh, I just felt I lost interest in the book. So that's why I didn't end up like finishing it, which I really regret because I do like the book. And I do think it's a really interesting book. So I'm really excited about this show just as a television fan because Rob Thomas is doing the show, and he was the writer for Veronica Mars, and as you guys know, I'm a big Veronica Mars fan. I think I have a sticker somewhere saying I backed up Veronica Mars. I feel like I did. Maybe I took it off, but I had a sticker. So yeah, I'm super excited for this show. I'm glad that they did a sneak peek. I'll have to either make a video about it, depending how the sneak peek is. In the comments, let me know if you want to see a sneak peek. This actually is very good that this show is live. Let me know. Sometimes I always debate about these things, especially if like I went out that day and it's kind of late, the news. Like Ant-Man. I did at like 3 o'clock in the morning because I just had so many other things to do. I watched Agent Carter, which was 2 hours. Ended up finishing Frontline Live at like 1, just like we had a meeting after, so like 1 o'clock we ended up ending. So it's like it's a bit hard to do stuff on Tuesdays. But anyways, going back to it, sometimes I get information like Ant-Man, which I have to do a video on because first of all, I love the Ant-Man trailer. But I get information on stuff, and sometimes I just end up doing it late, and I'm like, are people going to watch it? Are people going to comment? So I always have to debate on it. So iZombie came out a little earlier in the day, so I have to think about it. I want to definitely do a video on it if it's interesting thing. Or if it's just a clip, I probably won't do it, but if it's a trailer with a lot of goodness in it, I will hopefully do a video. Or again, at least we have Frontline Live to talk about those things. So it's always good. And also Media Madness. So plug both those things in. All right. Next question. What comic, this is from Akimbo TM. What comics do you pick up regularly monthly that you can't miss? I have a pull list that pretty much all the books I get from DC and Marvel are on my pull list. I rarely get random books. I mean, like this week I got Green Lantern randomly. I'm happy I did because it's actually a really good issue. But I have a lot of books on my pull list. So a light week would be like 15 books. This coming week was 21. So I get a lot of books. And that includes indie stuff we get for free also, which I definitely am thankful for, that I can read all these books and cover it for you guys. Especially some awesome indie books, like Revival, Morning Glories, which I get all those printed anyways because those are some of my favorites. But like this week, Lady Killer was really interesting. Synergy is a really cool book that I read digitally. So going back to the question, what books do I like that I get excited for is recently, honestly, Ant-Man. I really loved it. Batgirl, even though it's still like this weirdness, I still get excited for it just because it's the character. Spider-Man, of course. These are just stuff I always love putting on top of my pile. Green Arrow, love Green Arrow, especially since the new creative team has taken over it. Trying to think what other books. They're all on the top of my head. I really do like Hawkeye, but it never comes out, so that's kind of upsetting. Miles Morales, I said, right? Miles Morales, the Ultimate Spider-Man, I always look forward to. And, some indie titles like Revival, Morning Glories, whenever American Vampire comes out, I'll be excited when that comes out. These are just stuff on the top of my head that I really do get excited to read. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't read it every month. All right. Going with these questions, just reminding everyone, I keep reminding everyone after a question. This section is just for the channel, so ask me questions about my YouTube channel, and then we'll go to like father, like daughter questions, and then we'll go into general questions. So that'll be a mix of like father, like daughter, my channel, and superhero stuff. Only because I've been doing a lot of Q&As, so I thought I'd like mix it up a bit. All right. Omnitron, have you ever considered doing a live readings of your work? I've never really thought about it. I think I've gotten this question before. I don't know. I mean, I would say that I would probably have to have Issue 1 come out for a little while for like Father Like Daughter, and then maybe if people are like, oh, you should do a live reading, maybe I will. But what I'm planning for like Father Like Daughter when the series does come out, I'm planning on just doing a live show after every issue, so doing like a Q&A like I usually do, but just for that issue, and people could ask me about issue 1 or like the future of like Father Like Daughter. So like I used to do when I was promoting the Kickstarter, I'll do that with every single time the issue comes out, or a new issue comes out. So that's kind of the plan for writing type live shows, or live shows about writing. All right, next question. Omnitron, have you considered doing fan fiction reviews? Not just any, obviously, but well-known fan fiction. No, because I don't really read that much fan fiction. I think if I miss a show, I'll be like search a character. Like recently, I'll like try to look up fan fiction for Arrow, just like kind of random fan fiction. It's like, oh, let's see what other fans think. And then I used to do stuff for Angel. I didn't write fan fiction. I just used to look it up. For Angel, look up some stuff. Heroes sometimes. Yeah, but I don't really read that much fan fiction. Just because there's so much regular fiction to read that I don't have a lot of time. But sometimes when I'm bored and like I just want to listen to music and just like read something, I'll do that. But yeah, so I don't know if I would review it because I haven't really read enough fan fiction to do that. But trust me, I know how big fan fiction is. Okay, so next question. Omnitron, have you thought of doing things like Let's Watch series or anything, like a fan series or something like that? I would say, ask me that question again. So Let's Watch series in what way? Like commentating series or just recommended series that you guys would want me to watch? So I don't know what a Let Watch series is, so let me know in the comments, and I'll get back to that question. All right, next is Nathan Banks. Hey, Comic I Know, congratulations on 6,000 subscribers. What do you think about Channing Tatum as Gambit? When this was rumored / confirmed a couple of months ago, I was a little hesitant for Channing Tatum because he's an actor that I always felt was a good-looking actor, but not a good actor. But I think he's proven me wrong in some stuff. So he's a good-looking actor and a good actor in some stuff. And I think Gambit fits him a lot. He says he loves the character, so obviously that's something I really look forward to if an actor is really passionate about a project. So he really pushed himself to become Gambit. And also he's from the South, so he understands that culture. So, am I excited for Channing Tatum as Gambit? No, because I'm just not a big Gambit fan. But I think I trust him maybe do a good job with it. I've seen him in good films, and at least recently I have. And I hope for the best, especially just for the Gambit fans. I know there's a lot of hardcore Gambit fans out there. All right, so next question. This is from Jeremy. Have you considered doing foreign film reviews as even the bigger budget anime films? I saw you post about watching The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Foreign films, yeah. I try to watch them every once in a while, especially like Japanese films. I'm not a huge anime fan, but I'll watch the English dub stuff. I'm not a big fan of reading subtitles. But recently, I watched Battle Royale maybe like a year ago, so I'll watch like films like that I hear is very popular, and or just not very popular, but got good reviews. I'll try watching it. And last night, sometimes I just like search. There's a website called Genie, which I really enjoy. I just search a movie that I like, and then they give you suggestions of, you know, other movies that are like that, and they give you like themes of what you like. Also go on TV Trope for that. Sometimes I'll find a trope and I'll be like, oh, well, what show is like that? What movies like that? So I find different things because of that. So Girl Who Leapt Through Time, I found it. I was like, oh, you know, this kind of looks interesting. I'm a sucker for character pieces and, you know, a good girl power film. And, you know, if there's some sci-fi in there, love that too. So it seemed interesting. I was like, all right, let's see it. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it had a lot of great human elements. The time travel aspect really just heightened those human elements. Good animation. Voice acting wasn't bad. It is about what I said on Twitter. It's about regret in relationships. And I just thought it had a lot of great emotional beats. They knew how to extend time with some of the emotional scenes. So they kind of stopped. If there was a really emotional scene, it just made a lot of sense. If you ever seen 12 Years a Slave, they do the same thing where they extend a scene to make you have more attention from the scene. And they do the same thing with this film. So I really enjoyed it. You know, maybe I'll watch more stuff, English dub, foreign film stuff. But yeah, we'll have to see. I still need to see Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I've never seen that. Always was interested, but never could find the English dub for it. And I don't really want to read the subtitles. I do think for me, personally, it takes something away from the film. I do like hearing the English dub, but we'll have to see. All right. So we have about 17 viewers. So just going to remind everybody, questions about my channel. I just keep doing that. Also, again, if you have general questions, you could, you know, mix that in, but definitely questions about my channel most. So yeah. Or you know what? This is a good question. You know, this is a good way to do it. That way I could do this throughout. Questions about my channel. I would like to see questions about my channel. I would like to see questions about like father, like daughter, and then also mix a general question. So let's get to that part. I think that'll just mix it up a good amount. That way we could get different type of questions. So questions about my channel, like father, like daughter, and general questions. And let's get into it. Okay, Omnitron. Would you be willing to do some months, like doing a month-long spotlight on a character or series or writer? Probably not. I don't know. I just do a lot of current stuff, and that's already taken me a lot of my time for reviewing purposes. So for my channel especially, I'm probably just going to do what I do with the comic books, review current stuff. Seems like, you know, that's what I like doing. It just really interacted with people because of that. You know, if there was a chance to do a spotlight stuff, it would be on Frontline and make a series out of it. But at the moment, I'm still doing Mayday's Journey, so I'm definitely going to finish that before I do any spotlights on anything, and maybe think of another series or another character to do a spotlight on. So I would say my spotlight series is Mayday right now. It's just taking a really long time because she has like over 100 issues, which I love reading, so I don't care how long it takes. And I know, you know, view-wise, I don't get that many views on it, but I love doing it. So that's something of a character I really love, and just like going back to and just talking about every issue. Honestly, a really fun series for me. So I would have to think up of another character that I love, or another series I love to do maybe something similar when this is over in like a year or two. So it's going to be a while. All right. Jeremy, the sneak peek gives a good vibe from the show. The main character's name isn't Gwen, but gives some cool action and humor. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that sneak peek then. You know, I just so tired when I got back. So yeah, I definitely will check out the sneak peek. I heard they had like an Arrow flash sizzler during the conference also. So hopefully they released that. I heard they had a new picture of Black Canary. Hopefully they released that too. Days. Been feeling the hole that is not having Arrow on Wednesdays. Feeling that hiatus. All right, next question is from Garen Romia. Do you read any Vertigo books? Yeah, I do read some Vertigo books. Again, I try to give as many indie stuff a try. I don't know why I sound Southern just now. Maybe Chantinum. I don't know. I'm thinking about his Southern background. Yeah, so I do read some Vertigo books. I read American Vampire, which I'm really enjoying and caught up with this year. What else am I reading? I just recently been reading something. Also, Effigy looks really interesting from Tim Seeley. I know Gail Simone's going to have a series from Vertigo. I'll definitely read that. I feel like I just started. Oh, Wolf Moon I'm reading from Vertigo, and that's not that bad. I like it. It's something different for the werewolf genre, and as you guys know, I'm a big werewolf fan. I think that's all I'm reading for Vertigo. I've read a lot of different stuff just recently in the couple of years. The Wake I read, and that kind of disappointed me in the end. Trillium, same thing, kind of disappointed me in the end. But American Vampire so far is my favorite Vertigo book, and I love that series. All right. Next question. I actually love that you guys are also labeling general question in that. That's awesome. Keep doing that if you like. That would be great if you do general question, you know, my channel question. So reminder, we have sections, general questions, like father, like daughter questions, and general questions. So try to mix it up. That way we get some different type of questions. Okay, Chemo TM, where can I get like father, like daughter? We are still working on the first issue. What our aim is, sorry, I paused for a bit. What our aim is that we want to get the issue out to the lower tier Kickstarter people. So I guess the digital and, you know, the printed, the lower tier, we're going to try to get the book out February. That's our plan. Then March, we're going to get it to everyone else for the Kickstarter. And then April, we're going to distribute to everybody. That's what the plan so far is. Maybe it'll be earlier, maybe it'll be later, but that's what we're shooting for. And hopefully it's earlier than later. But your question is where you can buy it. We're still discussing exactly where you can buy the product. So we're waiting for that. We want to try to make it available digitally, so maybe like a site like Comixology or something like that. And then, you know, comic book stores, hopefully my comic book store, maybe Midtown if we could try to get them. We don't know if we're going to do it through Diamond just because at this point it won't be smart for us to do it through Diamond, maybe issue 2. So we're going to have to think of a way to get it to you guys printed, which obviously I want to do because I'm an advocate for printed comics. So digitally, we definitely will find a site, but printed, we're going to try to find a site also. So once that information comes out, I'll definitely let you guys know. I think this is time to ask the first question to you guys to win a digital comic. I think so. So as I read more comments, let's do that. So which comic should I give out? I'll give it, I made 2 digital right now. So let's see. Let's see. I'm going to give away, I got to write these down, that way I know. Let me get a little thing up. All right. I'm going to give away digital wise. Give away that. And I'm going to give away this. Okay. So the 2 are, I'm going to confuse my layout for the comics for Frontline Live on Tuesday, but whatever. Okay, so the 2 comics giving away, and the question is, first I'll ask the question. It's going to be about, you know, myself or my channel or Frontline. First question is, who are my 2 favorite comic book characters? And whoever gets this first in the comments will win Legendary Star-Lord issue 7 and Wolverines issue 1. Digital codes, I will PM you, private message you guys on YouTube probably later tonight, not because I have a lot of stuff to do after this. Either later tonight or tomorrow afternoon, I will give you the digital codes for Wolverines and Legendary Star-Lord. So all X-Men stuff, so technically, because Kitty Pryde's in the Legendary Star-Lord. So question is, my 2 favorite all-time superheroes, 2 favorite characters. All right, so I'm going to try putting these back in order. Might just do it again later, put in order. Okay, so as we get more answers for that, I guess I could just relaunch the page and see if we got any answers, and then I'll write down whoever gets it. All right, let's see. Person who gets it. The first answer we have, all right, the first answer was Akimo TM from, and now Spire Girl and Barbara Gordon. It was not Spire Girl and Barbara Gordon. You got half right on that one, but the real answer is from, the winner is A-Rock 135 Tennis, Mayday Parker, Spire Girl, and Kitty Pryde. So a lot of people got the answer right, but A-Rock got it first, so he will be getting the prize. So he's going to get a Kitty Pryde issue and Wolverines. A-Rock, let me write that down. And I'll have more throughout the show, so stay tuned. I'm going to have to think of some more questions. Stay tuned, and you might be able to win even more comics. And the last one will be Ant-Man, which was my pick of the week. So that's a great comic. So that'll be something you could also get. So you're getting Wolverines and Legendary Star-Lord. All right, wrote that down. Let's get to more questions, and we'll get to more. Let me see how many comics I can give away. I'm hoping I can give away like 2 each time, so let's see. I have 3 more left, so we have 3 more times you can win 2 digital comics that I read this week. All right, so let's get into more questions. All right. Go down. All right, next question. Vin Frost, hey, who's your favorite character from Legend of Korra? I gotta go with Korra. I know that's kind of generic, but I love Korra's character. I liked how much she's developed as a character, how she became smarter as an Avatar, and she has a lot of spunk, you know, and she's so different from Aang. So I have to go with Korra. She's definitely my favorite. I think a close second would be Asami. I do like Asami's character. And then Bolin, and then Mako. No. There's so many better characters than Mako. But definitely third would be Bolin. I'm not going to go through all of them, but, you know, they're all great characters. I love them all. Why can't Legend of Korra come back? Okay, Omni-chan, Let Watch is watching something and filming a reaction to it. If you like that, go to Media Madness. We do a lot of commentaries on there. We just did a couple commentaries on like Christmas movies just recently, a couple weeks ago. Santa Claus, we did it. We also did Halloween Town for Halloween. We did Pretty Little Liars, Chasing Life. We did their Christmas specials. So we do a lot of commentaries on there. So the Let Watches kind of are there. So we do take recommendations too. Like on that show, we always like, oh, what do you guys want us to do next for Media Madness? Because we always love hearing your thoughts, which maybe will be the next question for another comic. I'll have to think about that. So yeah, so we definitely do that. Check in on Media Madness. All right, PG5455. Any thoughts about Sam Raimi coming out and said he messed up on Spider-Man 3? No surprise. I know Sony controlled a lot of things on a lot of the Spider-Man films. So from what I've heard from years ago is that Sony changed a lot of things he wanted to do, which makes sense because like Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 are great films, and then you got Spider-Man 3. Which I still think is a lot better than Amazing Spider-Man 2, just saying. I think the structure is a lot better in that film. And at least there's, like, some elements I like from Spider-Man 3. I like that Mary Jane and Peter almost got together. But then, like, the Venom stuff were, like, totally messed up. So, not a good film, but I do think it's better than Amazing Spider-Man 2. But, yeah, you know, just no surprise that you said that, because I've been hearing that for a long time. All right, next. A-Rock, how will the Daredevil and Netflix reviews work? Since all the episodes come out the same day, we will... Oh, that's actually a really good question. I'm sorry, the thing moved. Same day, will you do one a week? That's a really good question. Wow. What I probably will do... I don't even know. What I was thinking of doing was just binging it all and just reviewing it as a whole, and I think that's what I will do, kind of like what I do with my Orange is the New Black reviews, which I did on this channel last time. I think I'll watch it as a whole and review it, and then I'm sure we'll have something like if you want to expand even more onto it. I'm sure we'll have like a Media Madness thing on it, like maybe a week or two after. So that's the plan as of right now. But that's a really good question to think about. So I have to think about that one. But I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. TG5455 says, congrats on 6,000, by the way. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for joining me for this show. I'm having a lot of fun. Love celebrating with the people who got me to this place. Okay, so next question. Kate Evans. I read an article stating that 46% of comic book readers are female, which I think is very cool. My question to you, have any female friends who are into comics just as much as you are? You know what's cool? You know, in high school, I didn't have any friends that read comics at all. My friend Luke did, and then he fell out of comics. He doesn't like comics anymore. He hardly even watches the superhero movies. But that was really the only friend that read comics. All my other friends weren't even interested in media at all, so that's kind of crazy. But my college friends, you know, a lot of them like the superhero shows. I have one friend that is just getting into comic books and always asks me recommendations for what comics to read. So yeah, I have one friend who reads comic books, but really, again, a lot of my friends don't read comics. A lot of my college friends are at least into like the TV media stuff, but a lot of my high school friends just didn't even like media stuff. So it's interesting. So yeah, I guess yes. I guess I have one friend, but not as much as I'm into it. She's just starting to get into comics now. But I'm glad to see more people because of the TV and movies getting into comics. And it's awesome to recommend comics to people. All right, next question. Omnitron, what's your thoughts on Marvel downsizing mutants in their universe and trying to make the Inhumans more prominent? Is it working? I still think there's more X-Men events and more X-Men titles in Inhumans. Like, I see that they're, you know, with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, they're trying to make them Inhuman, which is whatever. I don't know if I really care. But also, I'm not huge fans of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, so if I was a huge fan, I'd be like, no, you're ruining them. Or, yes, that's awesome. I don't know what their reaction would be. But, so yeah, for me, I still think there's enough X-Men stories going around, and there's only like what 2 Inhuman series. I don't even read them. I don't hear a lot of people talk about them. So I do think Marvel's like trying to do it, but I don't think it'll ever like replace the X-Men in the Marvel universe. Maybe in the cinematic universe, but not in the Marvel comic book universe. A-Rock. Will you give X-Men the female team book a chance now that G. Willow Wilson, the Ms. Marvel writer, is writing on it? I don't know. You know, I gave it a chance when Mark Guggenheim went on it, and he's the writer of Green Arrow, and he's wrote a lot of other books too, and I still didn't like it, and I love his writing. Even Brian Wood, like, I like him as a writer also, so I think for me, it's not the writer, it's the roster. I don't really care about those heroes as much. So yeah, for me, maybe I'll try it if it's like, oh my God, you have to read X-Men. At that point, I'll read it. Or maybe it's just like, you know, a short week. I'll be like, all right, I'll pick up a random issue of X-Men. But, you know, especially with these weekly series, it's been not so much of a short pull list. So I've been having to cut more books. But yeah, so I think for me, it's the roster more than the writer. Adam Franco, Smallville had so much Superman content. It's really underrated. Smallville, I think at this point is underrated. Yeah. I don't see a lot of people talking about the show. I mean, when it was on, it wasn't underrated, but at this point, I think it is. I think people kind of overlook it, especially with shows like Arrow and Flash. You know, Arrow and Flash wouldn't be possible without Smallville. I love that I still have this poster that I could point always when I mention Smallville. Really, that's always the great thing of having posters in the background. You always can point to, I should have pointed when the Legend of Korra question came out. Legend of Korra. Small. But yeah, you know, it's a shame, and I love the show. I think it's a well-written show, it's a fun show, and a lot of superhero things wouldn't be possible without it. All right, next. Philly Superman, congratulations. Kat, that's Jay. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining. TG5455, more top 10 videos in the future. I know a lot of people love the top 10s. I think I actually do have one planned. Someone did recommend a top 10. I won't spoil it. I always like kind of keeping the topic videos a surprise. But if you guys recommend more top 10s and they sound interesting, that, kind of fit the mold, I will definitely do it. So just recommend away. Probably easier if you have a recommendation now to go on another video and recommend, because it's harder to keep track on these live shows. So if you do have a recommendation, like, go to the latest topic video, just recommend. Because I do a lot of recommended topic videos more than me just coming with. I do have a list of my ideas too if I ever like run out, and sometimes it happens. And then sometimes like I'm like, oh, this is a really cool topic, so I'll like sometimes replace a recommended one and then do like kind of move all the recommended ones. So it's cool. I try to mix it in. I love the recommended topic videos because I like hearing your guys' voices. So that's why I really like doing the recommended stuff. And just, giving shout outs too. A lot of people are like, oh, I would love a shout out on the video, and that's just a perfect way to give a shout out. Is say, hey, this person came out with a topic. So that's why I love doing topic videos, kind of give shout outs to people also, and just have other people's ideas. All right, next question. So yeah, just a reminder, questions, and how many? I have 3 more. So at 8:45, I'm going to do another contest thing. So anyways, so questions about my channel, general questions, and like 5 like Dora questions. Try to mix it all up. That way we could get a good range of questions here, which I think we have. So thanks, guys. All right, next question. Amitron, do you think CW will make the Atom into an anime series, since it would be hard to make his powers look good live action? No, because if they had Atom in Arrow, they must have plans for him. So I think they proved with Flash that they could show powers. They have Firestorm, so I think that they would be able to show Atom. I understand what you're saying. I mean, Ant-Man looks visually great because of that. So and they have such a big budget. So I don't think they would do that, though. I think they have faith that they could do the Atom, the special effects for it, or else they wouldn't have him on the show. Jeremy, general question. So as a reviewer, I sometimes feel like a monthly book seems like the grasp is longer than a month. I want to know if I'm the only reviewer who feels that way. Oh, feels the gap. Yeah, some books I always like Miss Marvel. I'm like, when did this? It feels like such a long time this came out. Sometimes it is a long time since it came out, and it's been delayed. I always look it up if it feels like a while. But I also love that it's a month, because the double shipments, no, I don't need that. Like, as much as I love reading my comics, I'd rather have it a month and space it out and get the wealth for all different titles. So I don't mind the month gap. All right, next. A lot of the answers from the previous one. And that is true. Someone mentioned Garen Romia. Kitty Pryde likes dating guys named Peter. Pete Wisdom, Peter Rasputin, Peter Quill, and Peter Parker in the Ultimate Universe. Very true. She has a thing for Peters. Oh, well, Adam Franco said the last Airbender ending was better than Legend of Korra ending. I know a lot of people have been debating about that one. All right, Chic Geek Review said, who's your all-time favorite pet on TV, movies, and comics? That's an easy one. Mr. Muggles from Heroes. Mr. Muggles is my favorite pet. Always. Okay, next question. The Omnitron, this is a general question. Do you think Ant-Man has a chance to become Marvel's newest breakout character, like Iron Man was way back at the start of their cinematic universe? I think that's Marvel's hope. I know a lot of people don't have faith in the character, but I have total faith. I think the movie seems very relatable. There's a lot of human elements. It doesn't have to be action-packed to be a good Marvel film. And I hope a general audience could catch that, because I personally am very excited for the film. So let's hope for some decent box office numbers and especially some great critical acclaim. All right, next question. Spectacular Webhead. Do you think Marvel Studios will ever get back the movie rights to Spider-Man, X-Men, and Fantastic Four? Only time will tell. I get this question a lot. Spider-Man, who knows? Whenever that that thing is supposed to be for Sony and Marvel, which I feel like people haven't been talking about as much. We'll find out about what's going on with Spider-Man, but as of right now, I don't see X-Men because X-Men is doing very well with Fox, and we'll have to see how the Fantastic Four movie does before we could say anything about Fantastic Four. But never say never. TG5455. Korra as a character in season 1 was great. 2, I was liking her that much. Wasn't liking her that much. 3, better than season 2, and haven't seen season 4 yet, but I will watch it soon. I think season 4 is going to change your mind totally about Korra. I think Korra just really excelled as a character, and you see her really break down in a way. So it's interesting to see a lot of episodes just about Korra's emotions and her journey. And there's a lot of times where they just break down the character, and that's what I really like about Korra's character and the show in general in season 4. Even though there are some negatives about season 4, and I think one negative is Kavira and how they used her. I think that was a big negative, and maybe some filler episodes, but I think there's a lot of positives in the season also. All right, Amitron, just a suggestion. I would make a couple anime suggestions if you wanted to get into. The first is Trigun. The second is Cowboy Bebop. Both are 26 episodes long, as you could get through them fast enough. I've heard about Cowboy Bebop. Maybe one of these days I'll watch it. I haven't heard of the other one. First, I heard really great things about Death Note, and every single time I mention it to somebody, people are like, "Oh my god, you have to watch it." And it seems like one of those things, because again, like I'm not a huge anime fan, so I need something that's like kind of reminds me of an American TV show, or like a British TV show, or something that's like, you know, because Japanese media is so much different than American media, so I have to like gradually do that. And also, it has to be dubbed for me. I know people are like, "Oh, but you're not like a true anime fan," because I'm not. I'm not a true anime fan. I don't know much about anime, but I respect the medium. So that's why I would like to try out some things here and there, especially that have some time to binge stuff. Still watching the Americans, like I'm almost done with that, so I might have to catch up with that first. But I am going to watch the Wolf Moon movie, Children of the Moon, Wolf Children. Same director as the girl who left her time, which again I really enjoyed. So, and her is actually better, this one. So I'm excited to watch that. And I heard also someone on Facebook suggested another film from that director. And those are movies, so they're a bit shorter. So I might try those out, but I'm definitely going to look into Cowboy Bebop. All right. Next question is from, I was reading another comment, but the next one, I'll read the other comment just because I thought it was funny. It's from Jay. See, that's why you can never get rid of the Smallville poster. I know. I need to keep referencing Smallville. At the moment, there is no poster to replace it with yet. I might replace this first anyways. So this is just like a promotional thing I got. Not like Scotty Young's art. So that's the reason I have it. But, you know, I'm not like a hardcore Iron Man fan. So, like, one of these days I'll take this away. Try to keep Smallville as long as possible. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Scotty Showman, great job on the Thea Queen retrospective article. It'd be tough waiting for a show to come back. I usually try to get lost in something else until it comes back. What do you think helps you while waiting for a show like Arrow to come back? That's an awesome question, and I'm glad you enjoyed the article. I hope one of these days I can do something in the future like that. It just took a really long time to write because I worked really hard on it. So if you haven't checked out the article yet, be sure to check it out. It's, you know, just digging into Thea Queen's character, which I love doing. As you guys know, as a character person, I love digging into some of my favorite characters like Thea Queen. But going back to your question, what helps a hiatus? I agree. You know, getting into something else helps. But at the same time, you know, as it gets week after week, you don't forget about it, but the wait seems less. But then when you're waiting for a trailer, that's like, oh my God, I need a trailer. Or waiting for like a description of the next episode. Like, oh, I need that press release. And then once it gets closer, that's when the agony comes. That's the agony of waiting because you know it's almost there. I think the like summer hiatuses, like you're in the middle of summer, like you're not, like I'm not thinking about Arrow as much, but once you're like September, October, you're like, I need to see Arrow. So yeah, it also shows that end are the same way, you know, it's ended. So as much as I missed the show, like that chapter is over, it's easier to let go. So that's my TV logic for the show. Again, guys, questions about the channel, and like father, like daughter, and then just regular questions as we go along. All right, next question is from Amitron. Since Cassie Lang is so young in the Ant-Man movie, do you think we could see Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel replace her in Young Avengers show if they decided to do one? Let's not see her replaced. Let's, maybe Cassie will just become older in another movie. There could be time jumps. But Kamala, I would love just to see her have her own type of movie, which I am not going to talk about more about this because I have a topic video coming up later tonight on Comic Frontline about Kamala Khan maybe joining the Phase 4. Would I like to see that, or her have her own TV show? So look forward to that. So I won't talk more on that subject. Oh, you guys watch the video. Jeremy, after Mayday's journey, would you consider doing a similar series going through Jeff Johns' era Teen Titans series? I've always loved that series, and I know you're a huge fan of it too. I was thinking about that, yeah, and it's definitely a long one. So I'm thinking about that series. I was thinking about either Linda Danvers' Supergirl, big fan of that too, and I have the issues instead of the trade. Teen Titans, I have the trades, and a lot of the issues also. So both of them are kind of mixed. Like I have trades, issues. I was also thinking Young Avengers. I was thinking Young Avengers first just because it's shorter. So that'll be like a 12-week thing. Maybe Runaways, like the first story arc of that. Like I don't think I would do all Runaways, but maybe I would. I was thinking maybe Runaways, but I agree. Maybe Teen Titans. I wasn't thinking initially of Teen Titans, but that's a good one. So yeah, that's like my general thought process of where I'm going after Mayday's journey. Which again is just a long way off anyways, but you got to think about these things. All right. Next question. Amitron, have you ever read Gotham by Gaslight, the Batman in the 19th century story? And if so, do you think the show based on it could work since it's so different? I've never read it, so can't tell you. All right, next question. Garen Romia says, what do you think of Axis? I personally felt it was terrible. I agree. I had to drop it. I was like maybe 5 issues in, only had like 3 more left, but it's so expensive. And I was like, this is not worth it. This story's stupid. It's stupid because, again, as a character person, I like motivation in a story arc. And there's no motivation because everyone switches personalities. People don't switch back. It was stupid. There's no reason for the event, and it was just a money grab. So I totally agree. I hated Axis. I had to drop it. Okay, next question. Akimbo TM, would you ever do a giveaway show 1 month with a superhero comic book trivia? Hey, maybe one day, maybe something special. I'll do like, kind of like this though. I try to, yeah, I try to do that. So superhero trivia, some digital comics away. I don't know if I do printed comics. I mean, I do have some printed comics I would give away. Like, I have a whole box full of comics that are either extras or, just don't fit in my collection. So maybe one day I'll give those away. But I like doing that one day. Maybe a Q&A or something and just add the trivia within. All right, next. This is a general question from Amitron. What is your opinion of Squadron Supreme, aka Marvel's version of Justice League? And could you see some of the characters being adapted or altered into fitting the cinematic universe? I haven't read a lot of Squadron Supreme, so don't really have a big opinion on it. All right, next question. This is going to be the last question until we get into, not the last question, obviously, but just the last question, then I'm going to get into a contest again. So get ready to go on your keyboards to answer a question. All right, Scotty Showman, General, if you were to talk to the writers Arrow and get the scoop on 2 storylines on season 3.2, which storylines would you choose? Those are easy. Thea Queen and Laurel's transformation as Black Canary. As much as I would list like, hey, can you tell me every storyline? Those are the 2. I mean, I also would want to know Oliver, but I feel like I wouldn't want that to be spoiled for me. Like, I would want that to gradually, like, oh my god, it's Oliver. So if I could pick 3, I'd have to go with Oliver. But I'm really interested to see where Black Canary and Thea goes, because Oliver's gonna come back. I feel like that's such a long way off, because I feel like he's gonna come back in like 3 episodes. But yeah, 3 storylines. That's what I need. Give me all the information. All right, so let's get into the question. I mean, the question for you guys. So I decided the question is going to be, and I'll randomly pick somebody for this one. Or maybe I shouldn't. I got to think. Yeah, I think this is a good one. I'm going to randomly kind of pick somebody who will win this, but maybe the first person who answers this, I'll do this. But I'll read off all of them. And, you know, whatever I think sounds the most interesting will be the winner for this one. So, question is, what would you like to see on a future episode of Media Madness? All right, so that's the question. Either whoever answers it first, or, you know, a really interesting one will win these comics. All right, let me get to the comics. You will win. All right, you will win this. Hulk, issue 10, which is a great series if you haven't been reading it yet. And the newest comic, The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, issue 1. So those are the comics you can win digitally. Remember that. So, yeah. Go and answer that question in the comments. I'm going to make that load for a second, and you can win those 2 comics. So I'm going to actually write down those comics as you guys answer. So it's Hulk and Squirrel Girl. And let's see who wins this. Some interesting suggestion, or whoever answers first. All right, let's look in the comments. All right, let's see. All right. All right. I only have 2 so far, so I'm going to wait it out and answer another question as we get more answers. So I'm going to wait for more answers for that one. And then, so I'll answer like 1 or 2 more questions, and then we'll go into the answers, and I'll pick a winner. Okay. So next question, I think there's some hidden ones, so I'm going to go on that. Also, yeah, that was just a hidden one. Jay just left the link for the Thea Queen article, so if you haven't checked that out, definitely check that out. All right, so I'm waiting for more comments on that one, so I'm going to, again, answer some questions as we wait. Again, if you do answer this question and I pick you, you win Hulk and Squirrel Girl. All right, next comment is from Jeremy. Cowboy Bebop has a really cool sci-fi noir vibe and spectacular English dub, almost like Firefly. Okay, I'm not a huge Firefly fan. I'm not a big space fan, so I'll have to see, but I'm definitely will look into it. The Omnitron says, Death Note is essentially Japan's Batman. The main character slowly goes Joker level crazy. There's a Harley Quinn-like character. It was the world's greatest detective and 2 boy wonders, and so on. Very interesting. Again, I've heard great things about it. All right, so next question. No Sons of Anarchy poster on your wall. LOL. I've not seen Sons of Anarchy. I've heard great things about it. I don't know if it's my type of show, but maybe one of these days I'll look into it. All right, so let's go into those answers for the Media Madness thing. All right, let's see. All right, some answers are, these are all the answers for that. Omnitron, easy, the Doctor Who special, Time of the Doctor. I've never seen Doctor Who, so that might be a good idea. Akimo TM, a show where you cast MCU and future DC Cinematic Universe characters. I like that. That's an interesting one. Nathan Banks, on an episode of Media Madness, I would like to see the best shows in the 90s. That's a really good one, too. Mr. J's Comic Reviews says, I love to see a throwback panel commentating on the first episodes of Young Justice Season 1 and first episode of Season 2, comparing the 2 with Stark Show, Mingo Siren, and Kendra for the YJ Cave if possible. Batman Beyond recap is from Crazy Comics. There's so many great suggestions here. Honestly, I want to use them all. Gotta go with, I think one that has a lot of detail for the suggestion is Jeremy. So I think I'm going to go with Jeremy on this one. But guys, those are all awesome recommendations. And I know Jay's in the comments too. So I'm honestly, one of these days, I think we're going to do a lot of those. So thank you guys for suggesting those. I think they're awesome picks. So the winner is Jeremy. I think he had a lot of description in his. So that's why I'm going to pick Jeremy on this one. All right, so Jeremy gets those 2 books. But don't worry, guys. There's still time for you guys to win a Spider-Man bundle and 2 higher pick of the weeks for the next winners. So you get, again, Jeremy, you get digitally, you will get Unbeatable, Squirrel Girl, and Hulk. And reminder, A-Rock135 Tennis will get Wolverines and Legendary Star-Lord. All right, so let's get into more questions. All right. It moved. All right, next question. Spectacular Webhead, who's your least favorite Marvel hero? There are 2, Cyclops and Namor. Just don't like them. They have a very pompous personality. EG5455. Any ideas for a YouTube anniversary video? I just had my 5 years last year, which was around this time. I think it's what, February, January? I have no idea. I have to look into it. I think it's February where I joined YouTube. I don't know if I'll do anything special for an anniversary. I think it would have to be like something like 5 years. In 5 years, I did my comic book lecture, which was one of the hardest videos I've ever done. Because you have to hold the camera and you got to open all the boxes and commentate on all the issues. So it was really hard. I was trying not to do the video. As you guys know, everyone was suggesting it. And I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did it. It seems like you guys really enjoy it, but it's really hard to do it. So I have to think one up for a big anniversary or a big milestone. I'll do something special. All right, next. A-Rock135 Tennis. How do you think people find your channel? For me, I found you by the video you made for the comic book cast too. That might be another question for you guys. How did you find my channel? I always like asking that question. If you guys haven't noticed, I do make a topic video maybe once a year, just saying what would you like to see with the channel, and how did you find my channel, because it gives me a sense of idea where to go next with the channel. If I see a lot of people like, oh, I found your channel because of this TV review, it's like, oh, you know, that TV review is doing pretty well. Yeah, so for me, I don't know how you guys find my channel, honestly. I put content out there. I try to collaborate with as many friends as possible. And, I just hope you guys find it and enjoy the channel. So that might be the next question for you guys to answer. I don't know how you're going to win that. If you guys also want to suggest how to win that category, or you just answer, no, I'll save it. I'll have to think about whoever answers it first. I'll probably do who wins. But I would like to really hear all your answers about how you found the channel. But that'll be next. So save your answers for that. That'll be in like another 15 minutes or so. All right, next question. Amitron. Also another anime I would suggest is Hellsing, a violent, bloody vampire series, but it was Dracula being forced to kill vampires. He still is the same Dracula we all know, is the most powerful version of Dracula you will ever see. Interesting. You know, I'm not a big Dracula fan. Like, I've seen the movie. Was it so interesting? The one with Keanu Reeves. I'm not a big, like, period piece person, like, especially, like, old-time America, not even America, it's old-time England. So I'm not a big period piece fan, but hey, you never know. Kaber says, thoughts on the current state of Superman comics? They got a little bit better. Like, Supergirl, like, I couldn't even read that series. I'm a big, I don't know if you guys do know this, but I'm a big Supergirl fan. I've been reading Supergirl for a really long time. Doesn't mean I'm a big Superman fan. I just follow Supergirl and Superboy a lot. Superman, not as much, but of course we have a lot of Superman fans on Comic Frontline. But yeah, going back to the Superman comics in general. I think they've improved a bit. I don't think they're as good as they were before New 52, but they're like starting to improve. Like Supergirl is not like where I would want it to be, but it's still like good enough for me to read every month. And we'll see where it goes. It's kind of getting a little boring, but I like that at least her voice sounds the same a bit more. All right, next question is, Jeremy, if you could write Roy's opening narration for Arrow, what would it sound like? Feel free to paraphrase. I saw one on Tumblr, and I don't think I could do better than that. So I think I also I think I only reblogged it. I should show you guys my Tumblr one day. I don't go on it that often, but maybe you guys would be interested in me sharing a link one of these days. Anyways, I saw it, so I don't know if I could rephrase it better than that, but it was really good. So go check out Roy's paraphrase season 3 monologue, and that's my answer. I tried doing one for Thea, it didn't quite work out. All right, so here's some of the answers for Media Madness. Arock135 Tennis says, I'm surprised you're not reading Inhumans. It focuses on a group of teenagers, which you're into. I really am. I haven't been reading Inhumans because it was delayed for a while, and then I didn't love the first issue. Like, I didn't get into the characters as much. But if you say, it's all about teenage heroes, maybe I'll get into it again. Maybe hopefully get some digital stuff, either digital codes for it, or along the way I buy the issues. I don't know. I'll have to see. So I'll look into Inhumans. Crazy Comics, the original Teen Titans show. I guess that was for Media Madness. We talked a bit about the original Teen Titans show. We did a DC animated panel with Joel from the Comic Book Cast, and I think Jeremy was on the Marvel one, so it was just Joel for that. So we talked about that. We talked a lot about the DC anime shows, so be sure to check that out. All right, Ami-chan, if you could ever cast anyone for Mayday Parker for a Spider-Girl movie, who would it be? I never know the answer for that. I don't know who the perfect person would be for Mayday. I don't know. I really don't. I always try to think about it. Young person that could be May. I still can't think about it. In the comments, let me know who you think would be the perfect May. Ami-chan, also just so you know, Time Doctor doesn't really need any previous Doctor Who knowledge to get or enjoy. Awesome. Yeah, one of these days I'll get into Doctor Who. It seems like something you gotta really invest into, though. And I'm not a big time travel fan either, but I hear it's a really great show. So one of these days, I'm sure I'll obsess over it. Let me reload. Yeah, so keep going with the questions. Oh, hold on. Gotta reload. All right. There we go. So yeah, again, just a mix of channel questions, general questions, and like Father Like Dora questions. So we can mix some of the questions up. Okay, next question. Crazy Comics, what Marvel movie and DC movie would you like to see that they haven't said they would release? There's a lot. I mean, they're doing a lot on the television stuff with my favorite heroes, like Supergirl, Teen Titans. I'm really excited about. Let me think. I would like to see a Static Shock movie. I think that would be fun. Static Shock. I don't know. It's hard to be on the spot right now. I would love to see a Teen Titans movie, even though there's a Titans TV show. So Teen Titans also. All right, Ami-chan, what Golden Age characters do you like the most, like the JSA as an example? Actually, I read a lot of Golden Age stuff. Well, actually, I read a lot of Silver Age stuff, not Golden Age stuff. So you're not asking favorite Silver Age, you're asking favorite Golden Age. I don't read a lot of Golden Age, but JSA, I think they're all pretty interesting characters, like Wildcat, Alan Scott. Who else do I like? Yeah, so as you guys know, I'm not a big Golden Age fan, but the regular JSA people are kind of cool. Green Lantern, Flash. I know Stargirl does not count, but she's in the JSA. I know she's not a Golden Age character, but she's there. Liberty Bell is pretty cool, but I like the Jesse Quick version. So yeah, that helps answer that question. TG, I'm just gonna call you TG for now. What were the pros and cons for Legend of Korra series? Is the love triangle. I think the show could have been plotted better. Like season 2, I felt like had a lot of mishaps. I didn't love the plotting for that, and they could have done a lot more with the family dynamics. Love triangle definitely is one of them. I think the way they handled Mako's character could have been a lot better because I really liked Mako season 1, and then they really ruined him season 2 and kind of never redeemed him. I think Bolin could have had more serious stuff in the series. I feel like he's a bit more too much of a comedic character. But those are really my only negatives. I think plotting could have been a bit better. But other than that, there's a lot of positives for Legend of Korra. Just being an interesting show about philosophy, a really strong female character, a great assembled cast. And I think, you know, as someone that kind of got into Avatar: Last Airbender after Legend of Korra, I do think they reference Airbender pretty well, but not focus on it. And I think some people as Airbender fans were upset about that. It's like, oh, I want to hear more about Aang. I want to hear more about all the Zuko. So I think those type of characters are, I mean, those people were upset with that, but it was also, you have to focus more on the second generation. And I think they did a great job with that. So, and it's also just not a kid show. And it really showed that. And I love that. And the action's great. And I think with every season, the action sequences got better. Okay, so next is Omnitron. Also, Hellsing is set of fairly modern times, and it's Dracula versus Nazis. All right, that might be an interesting one to watch. Next is from Jeremy. I'm going ahead and answer that since I can't win anything anyway. I found your channel way back when the New 52 started to see what people thought of the New Justice League at the time, and your review was the first listed. So your review, I really liked it and thought it looked like fun. And some years later, here I'm today with my own channel, almost 500 subs strong. That's awesome. I know, I've known Jeremy for such a long time. It's so cool that YouTube could do that. New 52, 3 years ago. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that's definitely a question I'm looking forward to asking you guys at 9:15. To ask you guys how you found my channel, maybe like what sub count you found my channel, just because it's like 6,000 subscriber thing. Then whoever answers first will get the prize for that. But yeah, that's awesome, Jeremy. Like I said, I've known Jeremy for such a long time. And you never know. You never know which video people are going to find you with. So you always got to do your best with every video. Omnitron, do you think we'll see an Aquaman show on the CW since DC did try for one during Smallville's early seasons? Who knows? I know, did I expect Adam to be on a TV show? No. Did I expect Flash to have his own TV show? Not at all. So I would love that. And, you know, if Justin Hartley says, hey, I want to be Aquaman again, I wouldn't be heartbroken. I think there's a glare. Justin Hartley needs to be Aquaman. I personally love the pilot, so it's kind of upsetting that it didn't get picked up. But you know what? Maybe for good reason, because he ended up becoming Green Arrow in Smallville. All right, next question. Awesome is going to reload. Get more questions. All right, and again, mix of channel, like father, like daughter, and which I just lost one of the questions. That sucks. Okay, I have to go back. Here's one of the questions. Okay. Anyways, mix of channel questions, like father, like daughter questions, and general questions. TG says, are there any collab videos that you might do in the future? Just call me TG. Okay, cool. I did it right. Am I gonna do him? You know, sometimes they come to me, these collab videos, and I'm like, awesome, let's do it. I know I'm actually doing a collab video tomorrow. I don't know if it's gonna be uploaded tomorrow, but I am gonna do one with the Superhero podcast, which is awesome. Which I want to say, I don't think I got the name right. Want to get the exact name of his podcast, which I've done a couple things with him. Let me get his name. Well, I'll definitely share it with you guys because it's like the Superhero podcast, but I don't think I'm saying it right. But he's awesome, Jacob. So I'm going to be doing a collab video with him talking about top 5 favorite villains and superhero TV shows. So again, collab videos come to me. It's a bit easier to do collab videos at this time than it is in school time. Last semester was like impossible to do collab videos. That's why we had a little less collab stuff on Media Madness, but also we collab on Media Madness, so that's a good thing. We get to bring a lot of YouTubers over there, which we're definitely planning on doing more this year. So and soon. So me and Jay are thinking up plans for that. So look forward to more collabs there. All right, next question. A-Rock, 135 Tennis, what advice would you give to DC to help them with their new character like Green Lantern Baz? Since Marvel is having a lot of success with their new characters, what can DC do differently? I think have more faith in their characters. You know, with Marvel, with their new characters, they give them solo series. And, I mean, obviously that's a big thing to do, just to give a whole series to this character and, like, kind of put themselves out there. I think DC's more scared of doing that. That's why Baz kind of, like, fizzled out and you really don't see him. They just give them like that one story arc and like they fizzle out. They don't know how to utilize them. So I would say have a plan for them. Maybe have a solo series. And I see the same thing with Jessica Cruz. I was really excited to see her character, but it just doesn't seem like they're doing much. But I know Jeff Johns is definitely, you know, someone that plans in advance. So hopefully he does something at least with Jessica Cruz. Especially since she is the Green Lantern character of the book. You know, we know Jeff Johns loves his Green Lantern stuff. All right, so next question. The Omnitron. Do you think The Incredibles is the closest thing we'll ever see to a purely accurate Fantastic Four movie? As of right now, yeah. Which is weird because it's not the Fantastic Four. I love The Incredibles. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. As you guys know, I'm a huge Disney fan, and that is my favorite Pixar movie of all time, is The Incredibles. And it's such a great superhero movie. It's honestly really one of my favorites. I mean, right next to Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, I think The Incredibles is up there. I mean, I love a lot of the Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff, but The Incredibles is just so good. So yeah, I agree with that. It's very close to Fantastic Four with the family stuff that I don't think they really got right with the first couple. But I still like the first couple, which I've always said. Okay, next is I'm gonna Crazy Comics. I'm gonna say give your answer again when I ask the question. That way you could also get a chance to but don't copy and paste, like rewrite it because that would be cheating. But when I do ask for how you found my channel, redo it. That way I could include you into the contest for the digital comics. But I am going to read your answer because I love hearing these things. Crazy Comics. I found your channel through collaboration with TV Little House and other channels like that. Awesome. I love hearing that. TV Little House is awesome. I enjoy doing a collab video with them, then doing another collab video with them on Comic Historians channel, which I know a lot of you guys came from too. And that's how I really boosted up to get to 6,000 subs. So it's great to hear things like that. And I love meeting new comic book people and making new friends through collaborations. All right. A-Rock says, what is Jeremy's channel name? I would like to support him. It is Mr. J's Comic Reviews. So definitely go support him. He's has awesome reviews. And if you like my channel, he has a lot of similar reviews. PG, has a fan base ever ruined something for you? Yes, the Vampire Diaries fan base. All they care about is shipping, and that kind of annoys me. I think, honestly, the writers got to the point that all they cared about was shipping. And, you know, they had a lot of interesting storylines, and now at the point, again, it's just all about relationships. And the show is, yeah, about that, but, like, after 6 seasons, now 7 seasons, it just got renewed. I'm getting a little tired of it. Like, I want to see, like, these characters progress and not be stuck in the same relationship or, like, oh, Damon, Stefan, who should I pick? I don't know. It gets a little bit annoying because the show was very good, but I think it went too far with the love triangle. So hopefully that answers your question. Akimbo, TM, opinion on new African American Power Girl. Oh right, the one from Teen Titans. I don't know much about her yet. You know, I thought she had a really cool appearance in that Teen Titans issue. So, hope for the best that she's an interesting character. All right, so I'm gonna reload the page as hopefully you get more questions. Okay, here's some hidden ones. Next question is from Ami-chan. Have you considered creating a non-powered vigilante character for your comic since you have stated that there is only one superhero in your universe? That is a really good idea. First story arc, you're really only going to see the one, you're going to only see the relationship between Casey and Invulnerable, I'm going to say. It's definitely more focused on that and those family aspects, so you're not really going to see another vigilante then. So gonna say that, but for other future story arcs, that's a really cool idea. I haven't plotted out future story arcs because again, the first story arc is pretty long, so you know, just have to wait. And I don't really want to write more until I get to the point that I can write more. So that's a cool idea once I do plot out for the second story arc. Okay. Next. All right, next. TGX, retro comic book reviews. I used to do them. A long time ago, if you've been following me for a while, I used to do back issue reviews. And I used to like collect 5 books and like, oh, which one do you want me to review? Whatever gets most votes, I'll review on Comic Frontline. I used to do that, but then it got a bit too much. Again, just reviewing the new books and, you know, also just getting some, you know, time to read like books like Saga, which I have read. I've been reading. I'm only up to like page 50, but I've been reading it, so that's good. And then also Harbinger I just got, so I need to read those. So it's kind of harder to do that stuff. But again, Mayday's Journey, that's the best thing I'm going to say with back issue stuff and just review stuff that I'm truly passionate about. You know, I mean, I'm truly passionate about all comics, but just a character is like I love and I just would review 100 issues week after week. So Spider-Girl is what it is now, and then I will definitely figure it out after. All right, next question. Beyond Death Day, besides Supergirl, which of the DC shows that have been picked up or are in development are you looking forward to most? Examples being iZombie, Preacher, Young Justice, which is rumored. That's not definitely happening, and Titans. iZombie I'm really looking forward to. Like I said previously, why I'm looking forward to it. Young Justice is not happening. That was just a rumor. Titans is happening. Very excited about that. Not really excited for Preacher. Not really interested in that. I'm excited for the Walking Dead spinoff. I think that'll be interesting. So yeah, there's just a lot of shows I'm very excited for. Supergirl most of all, though, and Titans. I'm sure we'll hear even more. Next is from Crazy Comics. Would you mind doing collaboration with me on my channel? Also, what did you think of Big Hero 6 movie? Contact me if you have a collaboration idea. Let me know, and that's how the collaboration will happen. So let me know details on that. Yeah, so Big Hero 6, I did I do a movie review on that? I think I did. Yeah, I did one on my channel. Go check it out. I'll link it to you, or just check out Big Hero 6 movie. But in my initial thoughts on it, it was cute. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a really solid movie. Is it better than Incredibles? No. I still think Incredibles is more rewatchable, but it's still a very fun film. I really enjoyed it. And the characters were likable. I think I gave it a 4.5 in my review, but I think it's more of a 4-star movie. But the animation is beautiful also. So it's a really great animated movie. I definitely recommend you at least see once. Akimbo TM, if you could write one of the big books at Marvel or DC, what would you be? What would it be, and what would the plot be about? Spider-Man, I don't know what the plot would be about because I don't know at the time what the story would be. But Mary Jane and Peter getting back together somehow, and you know, grounding the book a bit more. That's what I would do with Spider-Man. Adam Franco. Speaking of Iron Man, why is the comic book series so bad? Because I don't want to be mean, but Kieran Gillen writes it. And I mean, I personally don't like his writing that much. I picked up a lot of his books and just not my thing. And I don't know if he knows what he's doing with Iron Man at the moment. So I don't know about Angela. I heard that one's a lot better. So maybe he does better with that character. But his run on Iron Man is really not great. But Superior Iron Man is freaking awesome because Tom Taylor's writing that, and he is a great writer. So I definitely recommend Tom Taylor for Superior Iron Man. Unless you're talking about Superior Iron Man, I personally like Superior Iron Man. Jeremy, thanks for the plug, Kat, and totally agree about TVD Vampire Diaries. Screw Delana and Delana. The originals are all day, far better show, at least for Vampire Diaries in its current state. Still have to catch up with the originals. I've been hearing so many great things about it, and hearing it's pretty much what Vampire Diaries was without the love triangle stuff. Again, that's what's ruining it, and Caroline needs to go to the originals. That's what has to happen. All right, let's get into the other question for me to ask you guys. So whoever answers this first will get this thing, but keep going. I would love to hear this opinion. And the question is, how did you find my channel? And if you remember, what subscriber count was I at when you found my channel? So that's the question. Whoever answers it first will get it. But, you know, keep telling me. I would love to hear how you guys found my channel. Again, it's just interesting to hear those things, like what video sent you guys here. All right, so the two comics that you guys will win digitally is Spider-Man 2009 issue 7, digital version of that, and the Amazing Spider-Man issue 12, digital version of that. So you will get the digital codes for both those books. Put this back. So those are two big books. Spider-Verse, both tied into Spider-Verse. So be sure to answer, how did you find my channel? And if you remember what subscriber count it was, and whoever gets that first will get the prize. So I'm going to write those down. That way I know. Spider-Man 2009 and Amazing Spider-Man. If you have gotten a prize before, I probably will give it to the next person. That way everyone gets a chance. All right. I'm going to wait because it seems like people are still answering. All right, so I'm just going to wait for that. That way I give some chance for people to answer. All right, here's some questions. Do you think Martian Manhunter show could work? I think Martian Manhunter is a bit harder just because there's so much CGI you have to do for that and makeup. So Martian Manhunter, I feel like, would be a better movie than TV show. And also you have to have Mars and all that. That's a bit harder. I'm gonna put there. Are you familiar with the character Mon-El and is from Omnitron? If not, he's from Krypton's sister planet Daxam, whose people are afraid to leave their planet, and has powers identical to Superman, and is named as a member of the House of El, and has been a replacement for Superman on Earth a few times. That being said, could you see them using him in the New 52? I have heard of Mon-El. I've not read many stories with him, so can't really tell you. And I haven't been reading Superman currently. The only book I'm reading Superman title right now is Supergirl, and I just started reading that again. All right, let's see if there's any answers. Whoever answered it first. And again, keep going. I would love to hear your how you found my channel. Even if you guys don't get the prize, I would really like to hear it. Let me see if I can find it. The first one is, all right, this is the first person, is a Chemo TM, and I'll read their answer. I'll read everyone's answer, but I just want to write his name down, and he's going to get a prize. So, Chemo, you answered it first. You are going to get Spider-Man 2009 and the Amazing Spider-Man, and this is his answer. And again, I'll read everyone's answers, so keep going with how you found my channel. It's going to be interesting to see that. All right. Let's see. And Chemo's answer, the winner of this, was recommended. I was recommended to you by my local comic book store cashier when I asked about cool comic book centered YouTube shows. I watched your Nightwing issue 30 review and subscribed, and I've been watching almost every video since. That is awesome! Wow, that is really cool. That a comic book store recommended my videos. That is a really cool story. So thank you for following me. And again, everyone who's been following me since day one or yesterday. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I'm glad that you guys have been enjoying the reviews. That's a really cool story. All right, so other people, I'm going to just read off the other answers also. But, Chemo, you do win the Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099. And then the next two, I got to think of a good question for that. 9:45-ish, I'll do that. All right. All right, so other people's answers for that was Gianni, and then I'll go back to questions. Gianni Montaro, and also I have to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Right, there we go. So other answers. Gianni Montaro says 1,300 maybe, and I love your comic reviews. Thank you. And you've been subscribed for a while. Thank you. Crazy Comics said I found it through your collaboration with TV Little House Comic Historian. Thank you for joining the channel. I'm glad you enjoyed the collaboration enough to come on. Adam Franco says I don't remember. That means you've been around for a while then. And then other answers. Chic Geek Reviews. I found your channel through Jay. It was actually the day all three of us did a group YouTube thing. Yes, it was awesome working with you, Corey. Hopefully we'll definitely do a collab soon. So that is very cool. Gianni Montero said I found you on Comic Vine. I didn't read that. Yeah, I've been on Comic Vine for a long time. I get that answer, that question sometimes on Comic Vine. It's like, oh, you being Claire Heroes from Comic Uno. I'm like, yeah, I was on Comic Vine before I even started video reviews. So I do really like being on that website. I don't go on as often as I used to, but it's still really cool hearing everyone's answers on, different subjects, some cool news articles. So, and also a pretty cool community also. All right, next is Jay, who said he found my channel when I watched the gorgeous Geek Smallville review, and your smaller reviews were suggested videos on the side. Yeah, Jay's seen my channel for a while, and then he became part of Comic Frontline, and pretty cool. It's pretty cool. The one video creates a friendship. All right, yeah. So if you guys have any more stories of how you found my channel, it'll be awesome just to hear them. Again, the contest portion of that's over, but I would love to hear your how you found my channel. All right, so go into more questions. All right. This is from A-Rock. Besides the poor plot in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, I don't like how they didn't really use Spider-Sense. In Spider-Man 2, the scene where they were in the cafe and he carried flying through the window blows my mind. Yeah, I agree. That really, I think about that scene a lot, and that's what I like. I mean, I know that Amazing Spider-Man is organic webbing, he doesn't have web shooters, but I think Tobey Maguire gets too much flack. I personally liked him as Spider-Man, but again, I grew up with him as Spider-Man, so I have a different viewpoint maybe as other people. TG says the hardcore bronies are kind of my ruined my interest for My Little Ponies because of them throwing hissy fits over people who aren't into the show and hardcore sending death threats to people who work on the show. I'm not making that shit up. Yeah, I've not heard many stories of the bronies, but that's crazy. I hear that's a very hardcore fandom. I've never seen My Little Ponies, though. It was a bit before my time. Then I guess after my time because there's a new show. All right, next, Amitron says over on Comic Vine, I'm smart dork dude over there a couple of years ago. Yeah, Comic Vine is awesome, and people came from Comic Vine. Crazy Comics asks, what are all the superhero shows you watch and are caught up on. I'll go with ongoing superhero shows because I've seen a lot of superhero shows over the years, even like the ones that no one knows, or just anything with superpowers I'll watch. The current TV shows that are superhero related, I watch, or I guess because you act superheroes, so I'm not going to go into like Walking Dead or any of that, but I do watch Walking Dead. Flash, I watch. I watch Arrow, of course. I'm planning on watching iZombie. I know that's more of a comic show. And honestly, that's it for superhero shows that are currently on. Oh, and no, that's not it. I'm sorry. Agent Carter I watch, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So those are the 4 superhero shows I watch. I don't really like Gotham, and I don't really like Constantine, so I haven't been watching those. All right, next. This is just to say, just because A-Rock's mentioning someone else, but I'll just say it. A-Rock says, to the person asking about Mon-El, he is in the current arc with Legion of Superheroes. I should know that also because I'm reading Justice League United, so I definitely should know, but that just shows I don't know much about Mon-El. Next question is from Beyond Death Day. Do you want Titans to exist in the Arrow Flash universe, or would you like to be a separate canon? I think it could work with Slade potentially getting off the island, but for some reason moving to Jump City instead of going to against Oliver again. Also, what are your thoughts on the rumor Constantine is also the Arrow Flash universe? You know, I kind of like the idea of Arrow and Flash only being in that universe. I don't think Constantine really fits in it, but I guess if you could work it, okay. I think it's just Stephen Amell saying, hey, I want to do crossovers with every superhero show. With Titans, I wouldn't mind because it would be kind of cool to see like Nightwing and Arrow. So I wouldn't mind that. It would be I would say yes to Titans, no to Constantine. All right, next question. Yanni Montero, do you think Roy is going to have a fight? Going to have to fight a big villain like Deathstroke or something? I think it's just going to be surrounding League of Assassins. I don't think it's going to be any other big villain. It's going to be the group trying to figure out what to do after Oliver. And I guess seeing what motives the League of Assassins still has. From what I saw in the press release for not the next episode, but the episode after, is that Ra's al Ghul is trying to still chase Malcolm for some reason. So Ra's al Ghul is still at large. Will Roy and the team help him? Probably not, but it's Thea. So, yeah. So I think it's going to be me protecting Thea, or Thea protecting herself, but it's going to have to do something with Ra's al Ghul. So I don't think he's going to have like another Deathstroke come in. It's going to have to do with League of Assassins, whatever they do deal with. Next is Sky Showman, like father, like daughter question. How do you think the format like father, like daughter YouTube shows will go for after each book is released? Also, a vulnerable action figure looks pretty cool. Thank you. I'm really excited about those action figures. And also, just to remind everyone as I answer this question, like father, like daughter questions, my channel questions, and general questions. And we have about like a half an hour left because I'm going to watch Revenge after. So I want to catch with that. So we have about a half an hour left for the show. So to answer that question what was the question? Sorry, I went on a sidetrack. Yeah, how are the shows for YouTube for like father, like daughter? My thing is probably going to be like me talking about the first issue as people are watching, just kind of like going in depth of what I thought and what the process was throughout me thinking about the issue and the story. And then the last half would be questions from you guys, whatever questions you have. So that's probably going to be the format, at least what I was thinking about for that live show. Maybe I'll do a Kickstarter one first, because I know Kickstarter people are going to get it first. So maybe I'll do a Kickstarter show, and then I'll do a regular show also when it officially is released to everybody. Philly Superman, and this is the answer to the Justice League United thing. Laura Grand, aka Mon-El, again, has been in the New 52 with Legion and is currently in Justice League United. So that's the answer to the Mon-El question. Gianni, who do you want to see in Heroes Reborn? Hiro Nakamura, maybe. I want to see everybody. Just saying. I would love to see every character, but honestly, most of all, I think Claire Bennett would be the most useful. I don't think it's gonna happen just because he and Pat Deere just had a kid, so I don't think that's gonna happen. But I think she would be the smartest, especially if they're continuing after Claire, revealed about the people with powers and her kind, which they never really had a name for, the others. I think she would be the most reasonable person to get, especially since HRG's already been confirmed to be on the show, which I wish we'd get more information about Heroes Reborn. Come on. Hopefully soon. But yeah, I would like to see Clara the most, and just because, Clara's my favorite character. Adam Franco said, Comic Con is the best. I go there for everything. Very fun community. I agree. I really do. I really do like Comic Con. It's also a great place to just, their wiki is really great. So recommend Comic Con to you guys. And it does have a very fun community also. I love everyone's responses and just the community I've met there. Oh, and also around 9:45, I'll do the last question. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'll think about it. The next response is from TG, who said, found through Black Critic Guy's live stream that you are in, and I remember saying the words in the comments of the live stream, I like this chick. Thank you. Tony is a great friend. Hopefully we're going to do even more collab videos in the future. And I'm glad you enjoyed that. I'm going to steal that format he had one day, because I love the format he did where he brought in everyone for 15 minutes and how to dose of everyone he collaborated with. I'm going to steal that idea because I love it. That's one of the best ideas I've seen for a live show. So, and also congrats to Tony for 30,000 subscribers. That's awesome. He's such a great guy and a good friend. All right, next is from Tevia. Hey, Comic Uno. Adam, congrats to the winner, Chemo PM. Yes, congratulations to all the winners who won the digital codes. Again, you'll probably get the codes by tonight, late tonight, or tomorrow afternoon. Gianni says, I mean, in later seasons, will Roy take on a main villain? He's the main villain. What I'm saying about that, I don't think he'll ever become a villain, but I do think he'll become an anti-hero at one point. Because his name's Arsenal, and in the comics, Arsenal is not the full hero he is. So I think we're going to see a darker path for Roy in the future. Mr. J's comic review said Jump City was only the cartoon. The first generation Titans were in New York pre-52, second generation San Francisco, and I believe New 52 Titans are in New York. Yeah, I know more of the Titans in San Francisco. I like them in San Francisco a lot. In New York, obviously, is an interesting one, too. Especially you don't see DC that much in New York. It's definitely more of a Marvel thing. So whatever they choose. I mean, personally, I would like them to film in New York. That'd be pretty awesome. So yeah, I'll just say New York. That way they film here. Chemo says, can we still donate to your Kickstarter? You can. There is a PayPal. I will link it in the description after the show and probably after Revenge. I'll link it, or you could just check another video. It's there. On the website, I Like Father Like Daughter, it's in every description. There's a Patreon or PayPal. So you could, submit your money that you like to donate to the comic. PayPal if you just want to give one thing. Patreon, I don't know much more about. That's Short Fuse Media knows a bit more about Patreon, but PayPal, you could just give a certain amount of money and you could contribute to the Kickstarter that way. So definitely, if you want to contribute, that's the way you can. Johnny said, would you like to see a Miles Morales Netflix series or a Spider-Man Netflix series in general? Yeah, hell yeah. I would love to see either one. Spider-Girl. Always say Spider-Girl to everything. So yeah, I love to see that. Crazy Comics. Would you like to do a collaboration video? Message me about this. I'll read it through, but definitely message me, PM me Crazy Comics about collaboration videos, and we can talk about it. But your question was, would you like to do a collab on Agent S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, also for a Flash vs. Arrow event? So this is a question. So also for the Flash vs. Arrow event, who do you think won that battle at the end of the Arrow episode? I think it was Flash. I mean, Flash has the powers. As much as I love Green Arrow, I think Flash won that fight. Or no one won. Maybe they're just like, we're not actually doing this. Bye, guys. Which is pretty much what they did. But yeah, for the collaboration, just definitely PM me about that. Tevia, I'm just wondering, what is your opinion of, all right, I've answered this one a lot of times, Tevia, but what's your opinion on May writing Dan Slott? Writing Dan Slott, I'm sorry, Dan Slott writing May. You know, I think he tried to bring Spider-Girl back. There's some elements I really do like about her. I do think the anger that May has is very much in the vein of what we've seen in past Spider-Girl books, but the repetitiveness doesn't really progress that anger. So I think that's a big problem with it. I think there's just too many Spider people, and you don't really hear the voice of anybody. And I think that's the biggest problem with Spider-Verse in general. But I still enjoyed the event. But if I had to give a negative, that's why it's not, oh my God, Spider-Verse, I can't wait. It's kind of, there are some sloppy parts of the arc because there's just too much going on, which was my biggest fear for the book. Okay, in 5 minutes, I'm going to ask my last question, and let's do this. All right. Keep with the questions, though. I'm going to go until, like, 9:55. That way I could watch Revenge. So I'm going to go to 9:55. So about 9:45, I'll ask the last one for you guys to collect some digital codes, which, again, I still have to think of the question. But, you know. Okay. Oh, right. Chic Geek reviews. I've gotten really into Afterlife with Archie and Sabrina comic series. It's a cool spin on some of my favorite childhood shows. Do you have an opinion, interest, or on the stories about either Archie or Sabrina? I have not read the Archie stuff. I hear it's great. I'm really excited for the retcon of Archie with Mark Waid and Fiona Staples, so very looking forward to that. The Sabrina one I didn't like as much. I felt like it was too dark. And I love Sabrina. I love the show. I watch it a lot. And I think Melissa Joan Hart was a great Sabrina. And it was my childhood too. But that one is just way too dark for me. But I'm really excited to read the new Archie stuff. And hopefully we could get like a lighter Sabrina in the future. PG, all right, I'm heading down, keeping up the great work. See ya. Thanks for joining me. It was a lot of fun hearing your questions. All right, next, Chemo. Not to spoil anything about the Golden Globes, but when they announced Jared Leto, they said from the upcoming movie Suicide Squad. Thank you for not spoiling anything, because I am looking forward to watching the Golden Globes later tonight after Revenge. But yeah, I mean, I think that's great that they're mentioning Suicide Squad in the Golden Globes. A-Rock asks, will Roy lose his arm? I don't know. You know, if they go, I don't think Arrow is at that point that they would go so dark that Roy would lose his arm, but I think anything's possible. So 50-50 on that. I'm just going to answer this question and go back. Crazy Comics asks, what is PM? PM is private message, so you can message me on YouTube about it. So just private message me on YouTube if you can find that. If not, you can private message me on Twitter or you know, contact me on Twitter or my Facebook Messenger. So all those links are in other videos, in this video hopefully later, so you could contact me through there. All right, Tevia, I'm just wondering what's your opinion of Spider-Verse kicking over Drive, and do you think that Benji is going to somehow save everybody from the Heritors? Just wondering. You never know with Benji. You know, Benji definitely could save the day. And like I said about Spider-Verse, I previously said about the book, I think there's just too much going on in it, but there are some really good stuff in it too. Beyond Death Day, do you think we'll ever see other speedsters in the Arrow/Flash universe? I love to see characters such as Jay Garrick and Bart Allen show up. Yeah, definitely. I would love to see Jesse Quick. I just would love to see that character because there's not a lot of female speedsters. So I think that would be a really great added element to the show. So that's who I would really like to see. So I think we'll see a lot more speedsters in the future, though. Jeremy says, so hit me, Victoria Justice from Mayday. I've seen a lot of her recent indie stuff, and I think she has a right attitude for it. I've not seen her indie stuff, so I might have to look into that. I was always thinking Victoria Justice, too. I think she has a look. I just wasn't sure if she had the personality or, you know, if she could act like Mayday. But I trust you with your indie suggestions, Jeremy. So I definitely have to check it out. Let me know which movie you think I should watch to see her shine as Mayday in a way. So Chevy asks also, can I do a collab video? Again, anyone who wants to do a collab video in the future, just, you know, PM me and we'll discuss about it. So for anybody wanting for that. I'm sorry, that's just about the Kal-El thing. All right, there's some over here. All right, I'm going to answer 2 more, and then we're going to go into, so keep going with the questions because we're going to do some more last-minute ones. So keep going with your last-minute questions, and then I'm going to do the contest. The last 2 issues I'm going to give away. And I'm going to do 2 more questions. So, do you think the new, and this is from Omnitron, do you think the new Power Girl, while interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from her, do you think it's a lazy way for DC to have Power Girl in the main universe and not bothering to come up with a proper origin for the original? It doesn't involve any alternate universe confusion. Honestly, I think it's a smart way because, yeah, it could be lazy also, but I think it's pretty smart that way. They have Power Girl, and they don't confuse what's going on with Earth 2. I think it'd be way too confusing to have a regular Power Girl in the regular universe because they already did that. So, yeah, I think it was just that they wanted to have Power Girl. I mean, Teen Titans is about teen heroes and teen heroes of original superheroes, and I think that's fine to have with Power Girl. Okay. And have sidekicks. You know, that's what it's always all about. Ami-chan, and going with my last Power Girl question, do you think that we'll see a newer version of her in The Flash since she could easily be introduced as a metahuman? No, I don't think so. At the TV show Flash, I think she's too new of a character to do that at the moment. So I would say no for this one. All right, so we are going to do the last question for you guys to win something, and then we're going to do last-minute questions. So keep going with your last-minute questions at the same time. All right. So the 2 comics you can win are Operation Sin, issue 1, and this is digital comics you could win, Operation Sin, and then Ant-Man issue 1, which is my pick of the week for this week. So those are 2 digital comics you can win. And my question to you is, this is going to be a hard one. Okay. Who, oh man, this is too hard. This is a little bit too hard. Because I was going to say, who's my favorite Bat family member, but I think that's a bit too hard. Trying to think. What's a good question? All right, who's my favorite character from Arrow? That's a pretty easy one. I mentioned it in the live show. So who is my favorite character from Arrow? And whoever wins this gets Ant-Man issue 1 digitally and Original Sin issue 1 digitally. All right, so I'm going to be waiting for those answers, and let's get some those last-minute questions. So keep going with the question, guys, for the last minute ones as you answer this question. And whoever answers it first will get the comic. Beyond Death Day. What if Roy or oh sorry, I actually skipped one. Akimo TM. What other big villains do you want in Arrow? Yeah, Ra's al Ghul. You got Deathstroke. Man, that's good. Good question. I would love to see Harley. I really want to see Harley Quinn as a villain. I would love to see her. I'm gonna go with Harley. Let's see official Harley Quinn in the show. Beyond Death Day. What if Roy already lost his arm? Think about it, and you'll know what I mean. He already lose his arm. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. You might have to expand upon that one. All right, so let's see if anyone answered that question. Wow. Okay, the first person who answered it was, and I don't know if he already got one. I don't think he did. No, he did. So if you guys already got one, I'm gonna try, unless someone else doesn't get it. If you already got a prize, I'm gonna try to give it to someone who didn't get the prize. So the person who did get it, I won't mention it. So keep going with the answers. So if someone doesn't get it who hasn't already won a prize, I'm gonna go with the person who has already won a prize. So keep going with the answers for that, and whoever gets it first, who hasn't won, will get it. But I'll answer another question as we wait for that. Okay. Next question. DMC, what do you think of the direction of Marvel Cinematic Universe? And in comparison, is DC slash WB doing the right thing by cramming as many heroes as possible in one movie just to sell Justice League and do what Fox and Sony really know and they're doing in terms of Marvel properties? They still own film rights to their own attempts at a cinematic universe. Or do you think they are all trying to darnest to catch up with Marvel? You know, I have no idea what DC is doing. That's the best way to put it. I have no idea what DC's plan is. I do think they're cramming too many heroes into Justice League before they introduce them. But I gotta see Batman vs. Superman. I gotta see these movies before I can really judge them. But yes, everyone is trying to catch up with Marvel and their success. All right, let's see if we got any more answers to the other question. If not, then I'm gonna give it to someone that already did win. All right, hold on. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going through. All right, so the person who won this one, so I did pick the person who guessed right but did not win a prize. The person who did win a prize and guessed right first was Amico TM, but they already won. Then A-Rock already won too. But the person who did guess it right, who didn't win a prize was, I know this on tip of my, okay, Shot in the Dark here, Thea. So it is Thea Queen. Thea is my favorite Arrow character, which I thought more people would know that. Okay, so Omnitron did win those comics because he answered it and he didn't win a prize previously. So Omnitron wins, and you are getting Ant-Man issue 1 digitally and Operation Sin digitally. So those are all the winners for my contest. And I'll email or PM you guys, or message you guys those digital codes either later tonight or tomorrow afternoon. All right, so let's go to those last minute questions as I wrap up. So again, give your last minute questions as I wrap up, and then right after this, I'm gonna go watch Revenge, that I can get a review for that. Tevia, just wondering, with Convergence happening, do you think that DC Comics new? I have answered this in the past. So Tevia, you've asked the question before. So just look up that answer. And again, yeah, I also answered about collaboration videos. If you want to do a collaboration video, just let me know. Message me. But as of right now in the live show, I won't talk about collaboration videos here. But if you do want it, yeah, just message me. A-Rock, you credit Papa Uno for getting you into comics. Does he still read them? If so, what does he read? Yeah, he did get me into comics. He does not read current comics right now. Sometimes I see him reading his Silver Age stuff, but my dad did get me into comics, which is awesome, and he totally respects my hobby, and he always asks me some questions. He does watch the superhero TV shows, so he's loving Arrow and Flash and Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. and all that too. So, but he doesn't read the current comics. All right, Elvis says, what Convergence 2-shots are you most excited for in the year, either for the character or creative teams? Personal favorites of mine would have to be the 90s Superboy and Matrix Supergirl, but also the return of Lin Wen on Swamp Thing. Oh, man, there's so many things. I have to go with the Stephanie Brown one-shot, and I'm trying to think because there's so many of them. I'm also really excited for the Teen Titans one. That's the new Teen Titans one. Supergirl, I agree. The Matrix one I'm really excited about. So those are just some from the top of my head that I'm super excited for. All right, so I'm going to last minute questions here, guys. So still a lot. So I might be a little bit late for Revenge, but I'm taping it. Tevia asks, with your comic Like Father Like Daughter about to come out, do you think that your comic, which is something I also answered Tevia. So again, Tevia, if some of the questions I answered in a previous Q&A, just check back on that. Tommytron, can you see a show based on Michael Douglas's Ant-Man set in the past, similar to Agent Carter happening? I would love that. Hell yeah. That's a great idea. Let's see that. I don't know. I mean, I would say an unknown actor would probably have to do it, but not like Michael Douglas, which I don't know if he would, he would cameo in it, but let's see that happen. I would love that. I hope that Marvel does this miniseries thing every year, like different characters to showcase. I would love seeing that. All right, next is from Jeremy. I'll get back to you, but I know she, and I'm going to talk about this, but I know she's a new show coming out called Eye Candy, coming up on MTV. It looks interesting, young adult suspense mystery vibe, kind of like Pretty Little Liars. Normally I pass on MTV show, but Teen Wolf has proved me I shouldn't just write off MTV. I agree, Jeremy, and I'm actually going to review that episode on my channel. It looked interesting enough to check out. Same exact thing you just said. That's the reason I'm checking it out. Chic Geek says Victoria Justice was good and fun size, but what would you say to Ariana Grande playing Mayday? I don't know. I don't like Ariana Grande as an actor that much. I mean, her singing is pretty good, but I don't know. I feel like she's a bit, kind of full of herself in a way. So diva, she, I've heard that a lot, that word, passed along. So I wouldn't want to see like a diva playing Mayday Parker. So I don't know about Ariana. Scotty Showman, what's the cliffhanger from the last Revenge? I missed the last 2 episodes. Cliffhanger from last Revenge, I'm trying to think. Well, the cliffhanger from the last episode is Daniel's death. So it's them dealing with Daniel's death. Check out my review. I don't remember what the cliffhanger was from last week. But yeah, Daniel's death and them dealing with Daniel's death is pretty much what's going on with the show. All right, so these are the last minute questions until I jump off. So just doing a couple more. All right. Next is crazy. I'm going to do speed round, so I'm not going to, that way I can answer as many questions as possible. So speed round for this. Crazy Comics, who's your favorite Superman, Batman actor? Superman, Christopher Reeves and Tom Welling, and Batman actor Will Arnett was really great as Batman, but I always have to go with, well, I can't think of his name. I'm going to look it up. I can't think of his name right now. Oh, man, this is so bad. Batman Animated Series, the person who voiced Batman in Batman Animated Series, this is going to kill me that I'm not, like, I don't know why I'm blocking his name right now, but that's the person who's the best Batman. Adam Franco said Operation Sin was a good book. I really enjoyed it. Akimo TM said, do you think Infinite Crisis movie would work and bring Stephen Amell and Grant Gustin into the cinematic universe? They are not planning on bringing Arrow or Flash into the cinematic universe. They're 2 different universes. But I know what you're saying, Infinite Crisis, just to, tell people they might be confused on that. But Infinite Crisis, I would love to see that. I mean, that'd be an epic thing to bring the TV and movie universe together. Diggy PvP says, how do you think Oliver is going to revive Lazarus Pit? Last question is from Tevia. Question, do you think that we'll ever get a new Teen Titans anime series way better than the garbage of Teen Titans Go? Also, I'll answer Tevia's other last question. No, because they have Teen Titans Go right now, and that's doing very well for them. So no to that. All right, last question. Tevia, what is your opinion of Resurrection TV show? I watched the first episode, kind of like fell behind on it, wasn't too interested in it. Okay, so those are all the questions I can answer before I go to watching Revenge, and I'll have a review for that. Thank you guys so much for joining me for the show. I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for subscribing. Hopefully I get 7,000 even quicker, that we could do another show like this. It was a blast. And again, the people that did win the digital comics, I'll give those soon. So thank you guys for joining me. This is Comic Uno, and I really do appreciate you guys subscribing. And then everyone who's helped me to bring the channel where it is, I'm so thankful. So thank you guys. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there's links from my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. And I hope you guys had a fun show.